You settle into your favorite chair, ready to relax, and then it hits you again. That heavy throbbing ache in your calves. The rope-like veins that feel hot, swollen, and ready to burst. You shift, you rub, you adjust your socks, but nothing really changes. Maybe you have been told this is just what happens after 60. Bad veins, bad genetics, bad luck. So you live between fear of surgery and frustration with pain that never fully lets go. Here is the truth. Your veins are not lazy, and your only option is not surgery. In the next few minutes, I am going to show you 7 fixes you can do from your couch to move stuck blood, calm that burning pressure, and help your legs feel lighter again. Before we talk about fixes, it helps to understand what is actually happening in those aching blue and purple lines on your legs. Varicose veins are not just a cosmetic problem. They are a sign that the one-way valves inside your veins, the tiny doors that are supposed to keep blood moving upward toward your heart, are getting tired and leaky. Instead of snapping shut, they sag. Blood that should travel up with each step begins to fall back down with gravity and pool in the lower parts of the vein. Over time, that trapped blood stretches the delicate vein wall like a balloon that has been blown up too many times. The wall becomes wider, more twisted, and more inflamed. Nerves that sit around the vein start sending louder and louder pain signals. That is why your legs can feel heavy, hot, and tight at the end of the day, even if your heart itself is doing its job. After 60, this gets worse for several reasons. You may sit or stand in one position for longer periods, which lets blood sink and stay in the veins. Muscles in your calves, which normally act like a second heart by squeezing blood upward when they contract, may be weaker or used less often. The walls of the veins themselves lose some of their natural spring. Hormone changes, extra body weight, old injuries, and years of dehydration or poor circulation all add up. The good news is that none of this means you are helpless. Surgery is one tool, but it is not the only one, and it is rarely the first step. Your body still has powerful built-in pumps and repair systems. They simply need your help to switch back on. When you move your ankles, contract your calves, change your breathing, and use gravity wisely, you can literally push stagnant blood out of swollen veins and invite fresher blood in. Think of what we are about to do as teaching your legs a healthier rhythm. Instead of hours of stillness followed by sudden painful swelling, you will give your veins small, regular signals all day and short, deep rest periods at night. Each of the next fixes is designed to be simple enough to do while you watch television, talk on the phone, or rest on the couch. You do not need special equipment, just a chair, a pillow, a glass of water, and a few minutes of focused attention. Most importantly, you are not trying to erase every visible vein. You are aiming for something more valuable. Less throbbing, less heaviness, fewer nights when the pain keeps you awake, more confidence when you stand up, walk to the kitchen, or climb a short set of stairs. With the right habits, your veins can feel supported instead of abandoned, even if they have been struggling for years. Little by little, these small choices add up. No single movement will magically fix years of vein strain, but a few focused minutes, repeated often, can change how blood flows through your legs. That is the power of working with your body instead of against it. The very first fix does not require you to stand up, change clothes, or clear space on the floor. All it asks is that you give your ankles and calves a few minutes of smart, focused movement. If varicose veins are a blood return problem, then the calf muscle pump is your built-in solution. When it is asleep, blood sinks. When it is awake, blood climbs. Imagine the muscles at the back of your lower leg as a soft, powerful hand wrapped around the deep veins. Every time that hand squeezes, it pushes a column of blood upward through the one-way valves. When it relaxes, the veins refill from the surface veins that are bulging and sore. If you sit still for hours, that hand never squeezes. The blood sits, the pressure rises, and the veins complain. To switch that pump back on without even standing, we use a simple drill called the ankle alphabet. Sit upright on a chair or sofa with your back supported. Gently extend one leg so your heel rests on the floor or hangs slightly in the air. Now imagine there is a large sheet of paper in front of your foot. Using your toes like a pen, slowly draw the letter A in the air, then B, then C, all the way through the alphabet. The goal is not to write perfectly. The goal is to move your ankle through every direction it can reach, circling, lifting, pointing, turning in and out. As you trace each letter, the small muscles around your ankle and the larger muscles of your calf work together to squeeze and release the veins. You may begin to feel a mild, pleasant burn in the front of your shin or the back of your calf. That feeling tells you the pump is truly engaging. A crucial detail is time. Most people move their foot for 20 or 30 seconds, get bored, and stop. That only wakes the pump up. To give your veins real help, aim for at least 60 seconds on each leg and repeat this 3 times a day, morning, afternoon, and evening. You can pair it with something you already do, like watching the news or talking on the phone, so it becomes a habit instead of a chore. If drawing the full alphabet feels like too much at first, begin with just the first 10 letters and build slowly. If your hip tires when you lift your leg, rest your heel on a low stool and move from there. The important thing is that your ankle is gliding, your calf is tightening, and the blood is being gently pushed uphill. Over a week or 2 of consistent practice, many people notice that the heavy, full feeling at the end of the day is less intense. The veins may still be visible, but the pressure inside them has changed. Remember, you are not trying to break a sweat. You are sending your veins a repeated message. Do not give up. I am here. I am helping you do your job. Over time, that cooperation can transform how your legs feel. Movement moves blood, but what about those evenings when the skin over your veins feels hot, tight, and sore to even the lightest touch? That burning sensation is a sign that the vein wall and the tissue around it are inflamed. Tiny chemicals have been released that call in fluid and irritate nearby nerves. You need a way to cool that fire without relying only on pills. Careful cold therapy can do exactly that. The goal is not to freeze your leg, but to gently shrink the overstretched vein and numb the angry nerve endings. Start by wrapping 3 or 4 ice cubes in a thin, damp cloth. The moisture helps the cold pass through the skin more evenly and protects you from frostbite. Never put ice directly on bare skin, especially if your circulation is already poor. Sit or lie down where you can relax your leg. Find the spot that aches the most or where the vein bulges visibly. Place the wrapped ice just below that point and slowly stroke upward toward your knee or hip. Think of your hand as helping the blood find its way back toward the heart. Keep your touch light but steady, like smoothing wrinkles from a sheet. Work in small sections for about 60 to 90 seconds each. You should feel the area cool, then grow comfortably numb, not painfully cold. If it becomes too intense, lift the ice for half a minute, then continue. 2 or 3 short rounds are usually enough to turn the volume down on the throbbing. What is happening under the skin is simple but powerful. The cold tells the tiny muscles in the vessel wall to tighten. The diameter of the vein shrinks slightly, so less blood can pool there. At the same time, the cold slows the release of inflammatory chemicals and quiets the pain fibers that send distress signals to your brain. It is like turning down both the pressure in the pipe and the alarm system around it. Make this ice massage a tool you reach for as soon as you notice that familiar heavy warmth building in your legs. After a long day of standing in the kitchen or sitting in a car, 5 focused minutes with a tiny ice pack can prevent a full-blown flare later that night. Keep a small cloth and a few cubes ready in your freezer so you are never searching when you most need relief. If holding ice is difficult for your hands, you can use a small flexible gel pack wrapped in a damp towel and glide it upward in the same way. As always, check your skin often. If you have diabetes or severe nerve damage and cannot feel temperature well, talk to your doctor before using cold therapy. Used wisely, this simple technique can become one of your fastest ways to take the edge off varicose vein pain at home. You may even turn it into an evening ritual. Elevate your legs, dim the lights, and spend a minute cooling the tender spots while you breathe. Your veins and your nervous system learn to relax more. So far, we have focused on your veins and muscles, but there is another player that shapes how much pain you feel and how strongly your vessels tighten or relax. That player is your nervous system. When you live in a constant low-level state of stress, your body stays on high alert. Your heart beats faster, your muscles stay tense, and your blood vessels tend to constrict. All of that makes varicose veins more uncomfortable. Think about how your legs feel on days when you are rushed, worried, or angry compared with quiet days. The same veins can throb twice as much when your mind is racing. That is not your imagination. Your brain and your veins are talking through a nerve called the vagus nerve and through stress hormones in your blood. You cannot erase every stress in your life, but you can send signals back through that nerve that say it is safe to relax. One of the simplest ways to do this is through a style of breathing called diaphragmatic breathing. It does not require a mat, a class, or anything special. It only asks that you slow down for half a minute and give your breath your full attention. Sit upright or lie with your head slightly raised. Place one hand on your chest and one on your belly, just above your navel. Gently close your mouth and slowly inhale through your nose as you count to 4 in your mind. As you breathe in, let your belly rise toward your hand while the hand on your chest stays almost still. This tells you your diaphragm, the big breathing muscle under your lungs, is doing the work. Then purse your lips as if you were breathing out through a straw and exhale slowly for a count of 6. Feel your belly fall back toward your spine as the air leaves. That long, controlled exhale is the secret. It is during the exhale that the vagus nerve is strongly stimulated and your parasympathetic rest and digest system switches on. Repeat this simple 4-count inhale and 6-count exhale for 5 rounds. It will take less than a minute. As you breathe, you may feel your shoulders drop, your jaw unclench, and a sense of warmth or heaviness spread through your body. Your heart rate slows, muscles around your veins loosen a little, pain signals become less sharp. You can layer this breathing onto any of the other fixes. Elevate your legs on pillows and practice 5 rounds. Trace the ankle alphabet while breathing slowly. Hold the edge of a chair for standing heel raises and coordinate your breath with your movements. The more often you practice, the easier it becomes for your body to shift out of fight or flight and into recovery mode. Make this a small promise to yourself. Every time you notice your legs beginning to ache or your thoughts starting to race, pause and give yourself 50 seconds of deliberate breathing. You are not being lazy. You are using the tools you were born with to support your heart, your veins, and your peace of mind. Now that you know how to switch on the calf pump and calm your nervous system, it is time to support your veins in a more basic way. Think of your blood as traffic flowing through a city. When the roads are narrow and cars are bumper to bumper, everything slows and small problems become jams. When the lanes are clear and the flow is steady, movement is easier. 2 everyday habits can make your blood more like smooth traffic and less like a rush hour pileup. The first is hydration. More than half of blood volume is made of plasma, and plasma is mostly water. When you do not drink enough, the watery part of your blood shrinks. The red cells and other particles become more concentrated, and the whole fluid turns thicker, like syrup instead of tea. Your heart and veins then have to push that thicker blood through stretched vessels and faulty valves. Pressure rises, swelling worsens. You cannot fix this by gulping 1 giant glass at dinner. Your body needs a steady supply. A simple approach is to set a gentle alarm on your phone for every hour you are awake. When it rings, pause and drink a small glass of plain water, about 6 to 8 ounces. You do not need fancy drinks. Sweet sodas, strong alcohol, and caffeinated drinks can pull water out of your system rather than helping. Think of water as one of your quiet, powerful vein treatments. The second habit is built around a move called the standing heel raise. If the ankle alphabet wakes the pump while you sit, heel raises keep it working whenever you are on your feet. Stand near a counter, the back of a chair, or a wall so you can touch it lightly for balance. Place your feet hip-width apart. Slowly rise up onto the balls of your feet as high as feels comfortable. Imagine you are trying to peek over a fence. Pause at the top for the count of 2 so your calf muscles are fully tight. Then lower your heels back down in a controlled way. Do not let them slam into the floor. That slow up and slow down squeezes and releases the deep veins, pushing blood up toward your heart and away from the surface veins that are overloaded. Aim for 15 heel raises every 30 to 60 minutes of sitting or standing. Link them to daily triggers. Each time you finish a phone call, stand and do a set. Each time a commercial comes on during a show, stand and do a set. In a day, these bursts can add up to extra squeezes from your calf pump without a formal workout. When you pair regular sips of water with regular heel raises, you are changing what flows through your veins and how strongly it moves. The blood becomes slightly thinner and easier to push. The muscles in your lower legs act like a team of helpers, refusing to let gravity win so easily. Over weeks, many people notice less afternoon swelling, fewer tight sock marks, and legs that tire more slowly. All day long, gravity pulls fluid down into your lower legs. If the valves in your veins are weak, that downward pull is relentless. By evening, your calves can feel like heavy sandbags, and your veins look more swollen. The good news is that for a few minutes each night, you can turn gravity into your ally instead of your enemy. Most people try to rest their legs by propping their feet on a low stool or coffee table. That may feel pleasant, but it does not truly drain the veins. For real relief, your feet need to be higher than your heart, not just off the floor. You can do this safely with nothing more than a couple of firm pillows. Lie on your back on a bed, sofa, or carpet. Place 2 pillows under your calves and ankles so your heels are at least 6 inches above your chest. Let your knees stay slightly bent so your legs feel supported. Once you are in position, set a timer for 10 to 15 minutes and allow your legs to be still. During this time, the column of blood and extra fluid that has pooled all day begins sliding back toward your trunk. As you rest, notice any gentle tingling or a sense of lightness in your feet. That is fluid moving and pressure dropping inside the veins. The tissues around them release some of the water that caused swelling. This short daily inversion can remove a surprising amount of heaviness before bed. To give the surface veins and skin a little extra help, you can add a warm, diluted apple cider vinegar compress. Mix equal parts of warm water and raw, unfiltered apple cider vinegar in a bowl. Soak a soft cloth, wring it out, and lay it over the most prominent, tender veins while your legs are elevated. Leave it in place for 15 to 20 minutes. The mild acidity of the vinegar and the warmth of the cloth may improve tiny surface circulation and calm the itchy, tight feeling. Always test a small patch of skin first. If you feel stinging or see redness, add more water or skip the vinegar and use plain warm water instead. The real power of this fix comes from making it a nightly ritual, not a rare treat. Think of it as brushing your veins before sleep. Turn down bright lights, silence your phone, place your pillow stack, and give yourself this 10-minute appointment. You can listen to soft music, practice the slow breathing from earlier, or simply notice how the sensations in your legs change. Over a few weeks, many people find that they no longer dread taking off their socks or standing up after television. The veins may still be visible, but the pounding is less fierce and the swelling fades more quickly. Most of all, you finish the day knowing you did something kind and effective for your circulation instead of just hoping tomorrow will hurt less. You can even pair this time with the gentle ankle alphabet if your doctor approves movement in this position, using both the calf pump and gravity together for an extra boost in comfort. If this sounds helpful but a little overwhelming, remember you do not have to do everything at once. Change comes from small actions repeated. Here is your simple challenge. For the next 7 days, choose 3 of these fixes and commit to them. Maybe you trace the ankle alphabet after breakfast, drink a glass of water through the afternoon, and do the pillow elevation ritual before bed. Mark those times on a calendar or place a note where you sit. Each check mark is a promise kept to your future self. At the end of the week, pause and notice. Are your legs lighter? Is the evening ache less fierce? If yes, keep going and slowly add more fixes. If this kind of help supports you, subscribe, share this with a friend, and let us keep taking care of your circulation together.